Yes, we are.
I'm Mark, and I should be watching the road. We're in a pretty bad snowstorm here in Northeast Ohio. It is February 16th, 2010. Luke, Oyler, and myself, we're beginning to put together a DVD for the Lamb's House to let you all know what we're about. This evening we're going to look at a couple of guys who lived with me when we had the Lamb's House ministry at my home, and one of the board members of the Lamb's House ministry. Going to a youth home called Norcat. It's in Niles, Ohio. I used to volunteer there for 3.5 years. I'd go in every Thursday, and one of the gentlemen that lived with me used to go with me, and they ended up hiring him, and now he works with the youth there. What a blessing. He's waiting for us, so let's go on in. This is Mr. Brown.
Hey, welcome to Norcat.
Brother?
Good to see you, sir. Come on in.
Well, in.
What we got going on in here?
Well, we have a 90-day inpatient facility here that offers drug and alcohol rehab to young men ages 13 to 18 years of age. We get young men from all over, probably eastern, southern half of the state of Ohio. So we're glad to see you.
Mr. Brown graciously accepted a few years ago to become one of the members of the board of the Lamb's House 3 years ago.
Yes.
And he was part of the original Lamb's House, right? Or he was around it, or
Way back 25 years ago, way back with Pastor Fred Mayhew up on the south side of Youngstown. That was a long, long time ago. And then I kind of got lost in the shuffle and lost contact until you came back into existence.
How has the Lamb's House survived, throughout the last couple years?
A lot of prayer.
I think he's talking to you.
A lot of prayer? Okay, yeah.
A lot of prayer, and then after you prayed some, then you prayed some more. And then after you entered into that level of prayer, you went into a deeper level of prayer.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it has been strictly a prayer thing.
Crispy?
There's my friend Sean.
Thanks.
I guess you get two. Very bad.
Kind of like you at my house. What are your qualifications? I mean, as far as knowing about alcohol and drugs, or knowing that.
I'm grateful to be a man who's in love with Jesus Christ. So my main qualification is I received a Bachelor of being born again in August of 1975. And
All right.
all of those other letters and dots, and I'm grateful because having that education has opened up some doors for me. So I'm grateful for that. But if you're hurting because you're drinking or smoking, could you care less that I've got a master's degree? Does that matter? So I don't even tell people that. They want to know if I can say something that's going to help them. So
Why should organizations be willing to put money towards the Lamb's House as opposed to another ministry?
that's a fair question. And I think the answer lies in commitment, dedication, consistency, and living proof of what Christ can do if a person is truly committed towards recovery through Christ. We've been inundated with sophisticated book mumbo jumbo, and I don't want to downplay that too much, but that stuff doesn't work. People relapse after relapse after relapse, and what we've come to discover with Mark kind of manning the ship is that he's a no-nonsense kind of guy. He'll tell them that they need to be saved, they need to follow this plan of action scripturally, and if they do what he has asked them to do, it is our belief that the success rate will go off the chart. And it's not anything that we can brag about. We know that it's through the power of Christ working through the Holy Spirit.
This is my friend Sean O'Malley. I'm going to bust his anonymity right over everything. I don't think he's too worried about that. But I'm going to ask him a couple questions, and you can watch him. I'll be over here hiding.
All right, all right.
You remember when we met?
Yes, I do. Labor Day weekend, 2004. Kennedy came in, and she talked to me a little bit about the Lamb's House and what your program was about. And I believe my exact words were, I know God, I'm Catholic.
How do you recall the
Oh,
first
he was
initial?
expecting to meet, like you said, some preacher guy walking in with all suit. Listen, what I walked in with was shorts, a tank top, and flip flops with a Bible in my hand, and he was kind of shocked. And I told him I'd pray for him. Remember that? And you said, "No, thank you." He told me he knew all about AA and recovery and everything, and I remember asking him where we was at, and he said in a cafeteria. And I said, "Exactly where at?" And he said, "Well, recovery clinic." I said, "Well, then you don't know anything about recovery."
After about 36 hours
Yeah.
before it just had to come out. The reality had to come out, and just, I remember sitting in his back office and just weeping. And nothing happens by chance.
Well, I came to Mark's house, and I lived there for 11 months, 10 or 11 months. Learned more that it was more about, getting back with God, getting right with God, than the steps or the program. That's what they try and teach you in AA. And had a really good experience with them. Completely turned my life around. I wouldn't have anything that I have now if I wouldn't have met Mark and got sober. She's my first sober baby. I actually have 4 kids. A lot of things have happened since I've been sober. I went to school, graduated.
Working with youth now? Is that right?
Working with the youth at my church, the Old North. Things are great. Definitely.
What would you say to people who are considering supporting the Lamb's House?
It's worth it. I mean, Mark has helped and will help a lot of people if this facility is open, is allowed to stay open. I mean, he's done miracles already in people's lives.
Well, we're about to pull into Ricky Riggs' church, Christian River Fellowship, down here in Empire, Ohio. We'll see if Ricky is here. I hear music!
What is this?
You don't answer my phone call, that's a good boy.
Oh, I've been gone. How you doing there, young man? Ricky
Good.
Riggs.
I'm Luke. Nice to
Glad
meet you.
to know you, Luke. Glad
That's
to know
Ricky.
you.
I told you we'd find him eventually this year.
Yeah. What's going on?
Got
We're
him.
making a DVD.
Rick,
Why don't you
wonderful.
tell them something about, why you're tied in with the ministry, why that,
Good. Okay. I met Mark. He was in prison, and he was no. I knew Mark. His testimony was awesome, and in his early life and things he went through, and his recovery in alcohol. And when he was sharing his testimony, he was talking about how he wanted to share his life with others who had some of the same challenges with addictions that he had. Eventually, he was praying about the work and an opportunity for a building in East Liverpool. And went up and looked at it with him, and he invited me to be on his board. And so we became a part of that opportunity. And Mark's going to be a good person to help in that area. Because here in the Ohio Valley that I know of, in this immediate area around here, there's no place where somebody with addiction can really go for extended care and counseling. It's just not available. So I think that that's why I'm excited about this opportunity here.
Cool.